Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be doing a stack analysis on Micron technology. Now, if you don't know what Micron technology is, they make data storage, they make RAMs, SSDs, and all those type of stuff for data centers and for computers. So if you own a computer with memory, they make it. Now, the reason I want to highlight them is because they recently announced that they are partnering with NVIDIA to make these data centers. Now, you know that, of course, these AIs need large data centers. And Micron Technologies, they have quite decent hardware that is now capable to working with a lot of NVIDIA products, which is a reason I think they are going to have a huge boom in the near future, because we are going to see these NVIDIA being able to, of course, sell chips, but we, of course, also need the memory behind it. GPUs can't have barely any memory on them. We need somewhere to actually store the memory, and that is where Micron technology gets into the picture. Now, a reason I also like this at the moment is because, as you can see recently, we saw it peak out at about 160 back in June of 24, and ever since then it has just been a hill down, a long road down. And I think it is totally misunderstood, this entire AI data center stuff, because of course the actual GPUs that NVIDIA make are going to be needed for the AI stuff, but where are you going to store it? You can't store it on a GPU. You need SSDs, because that is the place you store them, and you also need a good RAM, and they just make such good data centers. And of course, this is a reason why I think these are going to boom, because a lot of companies that are buying these GPUs from NVIDIA need to buy them first because they are in so high demand. They need to get them first. That I think a lot of people are pushing their actual investment into the data centers itself. They need to make good AIs first, which is the reason I think Micron is going to see huge growth within their earnings within the next 12 to 18 months. Now, of course, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, this isn't financial advice. This is purely entertainment and education. Now, as I told you, as you can see right here, ever since we hit June back in 24, it has been a hill down. But I want you to know that look at this very volatile graph we see here. Now that is a sideways trading pattern. As you can see here, we see some hilltops and we see some bottoms, but they are actually quite similar. Now they are not completely perfect, but as you can see, if I lay a line down here, as you can see, they are somewhat the same on the tops, and I can do the same for the bottoms. As you can see here, they are also somewhat the same. Now, and then of course, recently we've sadly had this trend was down. Of course, today they're down 16%, but it is Liberation Day. And if you don't know what that is, well, Google it. It is Donald Trump imposing tariffs on the entire world. Wait, why did that lead those? Perfect. So we are creating this calming down, and it's called a bottom formation. Now, we did have sadly a breakthrough today. As you can see down here, we were sitting a bit lower. As you can see, we were starting to trade a bit lower down here, but that is a support line from previous points before the breakout we were trading at. So it's not the worst, but and then sadly we see today, and we have this gap in the graph here, which is because there was simply so much downwards pressure before the stock market even opened. So yeah, but technically it is actually a quite pretty stock, not gonna lie. It is laying quite decently. And also just given the fact that we are currently sitting on somewhat of previous tops, as you can see here. Now, as you can see also in post-market, it is up by 62%. Now, as you can see, it is a huge company. They have $83.8 billion market cap, and they have great earnings, as you can see here. And they are even guiding forwards, increasing them into Q3 of 25. And you might think, well, why is it already Q1 and Q2 in 25? And that is because they have a delayed year in the way that they calculate their earnings. Now, dividends, they pay out dividends, which is quite a lot better than NVIDIA, which is quite interesting. We don't see that many tech companies pay out great dividends. Of course, 0.5 ain't great, but as you can see, they pay them out several times a year. They actually pay them out 4 times a year, which is of course nice. So then we can reinvest our dividends. Now, I have to say I don't own any stock at the moment. I recently just discovered them, but I do find them quite interesting. Now, as you can see here, you can see they make great money. Sadly, they did lose a bit of money in 23 and in 24. And I think a reason is because this was the years where GPU hyperscalers really came into the picture. And I think that is why a company like Micron is really standing to capitalize on this. As you can see back in Q3 and 24, and they have slowly increased their earnings ever since. As you can see, they also increased them here in 25, and they are increased them quite a lot from Q3 and 24. So very, very interesting stock at the moment annually. Now, and as you can see, this is the way they make money. They have compute and networking business units, mobile business units, and storage units. And of course, storage units, that is their actual storage. So yeah, quite interesting. And as you can see, this is the countries where they gain them. A majority of their previous earnings were in China, but that has slowly diminished, and they are bigger and bigger in the US. So yeah, quite interesting to see. Now, if we look at their performance, let's just go back, say 15 years. As you can see here, it is some years like 13, we see crazy improvement. But and of course, also some years 82% up is also crazy. But we do also see some years with quite hard losses, 59%, 47%, 27%, and so yeah, some years of course we see quite bad. It is a bit of a volatile stock, so you need to have ice in your stomach. You need to really calm down and just see, do you believe in the reasoning behind this? If you do, then it might be an investment for you. If you don't, then don't get into it, as it is a high flyer, but it is also a company that falls quite low sometimes. Now the technicals of this for the day, as you can see, is a sell, which probably doesn't surprise you at all. And for the month, it is still a sell, but it is not a strong sell, and that is because we did start to see this downward momentum back from the 14th of March. So until we see some more sideways trading and some upwards, we might not see any other signals than sell. Also, we of course have this death cross right here, the white line, and we are gonna need to see a golden cross before a true upwards momentum. And as you can see, the space between the 200-day and 50-day moving average is increasing, so chances of this continuing downwards is great. I think chances of this continuing downwards towards maybe not 60, that might be a bit. You know what? Actually, this might actually be realistic, down to about 66, maybe 60, even lower, until we see, maybe also until these political trading stop. That would be about $14, $15 down from where it is now, of course. Now, the analyst rating this, there are quite a lot at 39. And as you can see, we have 27 strong buy, 6 buy, 5 hold, and 1 strong sell. And as you can see, the lowest one is 75, which is above where we are now, and that is probably the sell. So just the fact that the sell is above where we are now really shows you how well of a case this is, at least it is for me personally. So I really like to see it, and I am definitely going to buy into the stock the second we see some less political trading and some upwards momentum. Because until the downwards momentum stops, I don't want to buy in today because I think it's going to increase in the next 2 years. I would much rather wait a month than it goes from 75 or 74 maybe to 69, 71, and buy a more stocks that way. And as you can see, also annually, look at how much they're increasing their estimated revenue. This is insane. I definitely also think they are expecting to see a lot of these data centers being plotted up all over the world. So yeah, very interesting stock at the moment. I am getting into this stock as soon as I can. As soon as this graph gets prettier, I'm gonna buy everything I can. Now, if you did like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe.